actually. Well, hello everyone. Well, another one of those days of me making a video. Remember in the last previous video, if you watched it, if you're new to the channel, well, you'll have to check that out, and welcome to the channel. It's my previous videos I was saying that how I'm going to haul logs with my little ATV trailer. And these logs are actually 10 feet long. And people are like, no, there's no way you can haul a 10-foot long log with that trailer. Well, thanks to with my little chainsaw mill or whatever, I cut my own lumber. So I kind of made a rack to so I can haul these logs. So today's video is going to show you how I'm hauling these logs out of my trails. So what I have here is just a normal little ATV trailer that you can pick them get them quite affordably actually. I paid a Canadian Tire around $500 for this little trailer, but I noticed on Marketplace and stuff, you can buy them brand new around $400, and they come with a rack or whatever. This one didn't come with that, but I've had it for quite some time now, and it's done me very well. And so what I did with my own lumber is I made this kind of a log rack that fits in the back of the trailer. And this way it's not going to bust my trailer all up and everything. I'm not going to show you how I built it, whatever. I'll kind of explain a little bit, and you guys can actually kind of put the puzzle together and figure it out if you want to build something similar to for yourself. But just a basically normal little trailer. And basically, like I said, just a quite normal little trailer, but I built this out of 2x4s and stuff that I cut from my chainsaw mill. It's only like I made about 4 feet. On the front I made it 2 feet. Well, even these are 2 feet as well. But I had to take a 1x4 and I mounted it underneath on this piece here, just so the back end of the trailer would sit up so you get the weight of the logs. It's not going to push down and bust the back end of my trailer. Well, then I kind of made a mount for my chainsaw so it can actually ride back here or whatever, so it's not on the quad. I don't have to worry about it banging or nothing like that. But at least back here I can kind of see it, so when you're weaseling through the trails or whatever, I can make sure my chainsaw is safe. It's a lot easier to see it back here than it is mounted right on the back of my quad. And then I just took a little cheap bungee cord or whatever, just kind of strap it down so it, it's not wobbling or anything like that. Also, what I did too is I had this square tubing that I found actually magnet fishing, and I was going to throw this out. This is a part of an old dock they just left it out there in the lake. And I was going to throw it out to the scrapyard, and I thought, well, hey, I might just need that someday. Sure enough, so what I did is I mounted it on the hitch of my trailer, and I put a little cheap, affordable, I think it was like a $35 hand winch on it, so I can winch my logs up to my trailer, which you're going to see also in this video. What I did down below was, the way I mounted it, I just took some U-bolts and mounted it on the bottom half of the trailer. This square tubing is actually 4 feet long is the way I made that. I didn't want it too high up. And then I cut the top piece off, and then I cut it to mount it, whatever, so it's more stable. And so far, I pulled quite a bit of weight with this thing, and I haven't bent it or nothing like that. So it actually came out pretty good. I'm glad I didn't throw this out in the scrapyard. Kind of way I constructed this, I had to take just a ratchet strap, and I ratchet strapped this rack over to the front of the hitch, just so that I don't have to worry about it tilting up. But this thing's not the lightest thing. So the way I got it rigged up or whatever is when it's on the ground and I want to put it onto the trailer, I can pull a pin, tilt my trailer back, use my winch, hook onto this chain I put on this, and what it'll do is it'll winch up this rack up into the trailer, and I put my pin back in and strap it down, and my trailer's ready to go. Also, I brought spare rope, and also I got a chain here because I don't have a grapple hook for pulling a log, so I use a chain, which is good for everything. You'll see in the video. And then I just got a milk crate in the back here where I can carry some accessories. There's my hooks I showed you on my previous video, for measuring logs. And another thing I got, now this is really handy, I must say. is to get a Snatch block. Now I got this off Amazon. I think here in Canada it was like 22 bucks. It wasn't very much. I actually ordered another one, to be honest with you. This thing has pulled me out of pickles like you wouldn't believe. But I kind of want to do a demonstration. I want to show you the Snatch block too and how it works. The carabiner, well, there again I found a magnet fishing. Love my magnet fishing. But with the carabiner you can, it's just so much easier. You can snap it off and everything. Comes off really nice, and then you can tighten it or whatever so it locks. And yeah, you just put your rope through this or whatever, take your carabiner and you can hook onto it. My finger's a little chilly, and we'll show you how to do a little demonstration on that there too. Very handy to have. You should be carrying one of these on your ATV too, especially if you got a winch in case you get yourself into a pickle. But not a whole lot, just move some junk around. And then I got like straps. You're gonna need straps to tie your logs down with. So that's common sense stuff. And in my previous video, I showed you this, which I take it with me or whatever, because you can hit the end of a log to pick it up, put a chain around it, or it just comes in handy. So basically, like it's kind of hard to explain everything on the trailer or whatever. Also on the back of it, I did have a 2x4 aluminum piece or whatever. I put on the back just from the cable so it doesn't damage the wood or anything like that. I'm not sure if you can see it on the video here, but I imagine you've seen it. But you'll see it in the video anyway. But so anyways, there's not really much I can explain or whatever on this setup. But it seems so far so good on it. I'm actually quite impressed with myself on it. So let's go for a little rip up the trail here, and I got a couple logs already laying back there, and do a little quick demonstration how I'm going to haul them logs back to my milling area. Sun's coming out. About time. I can't wait till spring to come. All right, let's back our way out of here and take you down for a ride down the trail again. All right, we made it to the spot where I have the logs. Just a matter of getting things set up, and hope you enjoyed the little drive out here. Trails are coming along pretty nice. What you think? I'm pretty impressed with them. So anyway, the logs are just back here, so let's go back and see how we're going to do this. Oh, this snow's deep. Oh, this snow's ever deep. I didn't feel as deep as it was yesterday, but I guess it's about the same. Okay, here I got the 2 logs, and now technically if I really wanted to, I could use the front winch of my quad and probably winch these out, but that's not the demonstration, it's on the trailer winch. So I want to do everything I can with the trailer to show you how well it actually works. So my goal is to pull these 2 logs back over there onto our trail. So basically what my plan is, the quad and trailer just straight over here, and this trail bends. What I want to do is run a snatch block to that tree right there, which is going to run a line over there to where them logs are. And I'm going to use the hand winch, and I'm going to winch those logs over to this trail so we can load them. Okay, I got my trailer basically where I want to have it sitting, in the quad. I want the quad and trailer kind of half straight. I never really tried it with the trailer jackknifed. I have a feeling it might, too much weight might pull the quad side. I don't know, I never really tried it. One of these days I will, just experiment. And like I said, that's basically what this is. We're just showing you how the snatch block works and having fun with it, I guess. I love being out here on the trails. But anyways, I gotta get another strap that I have here in my little carry box. Get this strap out. I always carry an extra strap with me. Say, you never know when you need these. They're actually really handy to have. And what I'm gonna do with this strap, I'm going to double wrap it around that tree I showed you. And this is what I'm going to hook the snatch block to. Okay, I got the snatch block all attached. I had to park that quad in quite a silly spot, but the problem is that this rope is 65 feet long. So I had to kind of bring the quad over on the trail over there. And then usually I wrap a chain around my log, which I'll show you very quick like. But this time I just had to wrap the rope around it. But I got it all hooked up, so let's see if it's going to pull. But I'm just going to double check the log and show you how I wrapped it, which I don't like wrapping it with the rope. I like using the chain and just hook to the chain. But in this scenario, I guess I'm going to have to do it this way. Like I said, I had to wrap the rope around the end of the log here. This little piece sticking up, I want to leave that on in case I don't think that rope's going to slip because I wrapped it around quite a few times. So anyways, I connected it like this, and like I said, my main goal, I hope I don't snap this rope because I don't like wrapping a rope around the log. But you get in situations where sometimes you might have to because your darn rope's too long. But we're going to do this log and see if we can get it pulled over to the trail. All right, let's get cranking and test out my cheap Canadian Tire little 500-pound winch is going to work. And hooked to that snatch block, actually, you double the poundage in this. So instead of 500 pounds, you're actually with a snatch block, now it's going to be like around a 1,000-pound pull. But anyways, we're going to get cranking here. Let's just see if we can get that tree to come. So what I had to do is I had to reposition the quad. My rope was way too long, but it was basically to show you the snatch block and prove a point. And then my goal was to position the quad, use the snatch block, and that's what this hook is for. So I can hook the snatch block to the log, run the cable back up to there, and then it'll double the power pull in my winch. But lucky enough, the winch is long enough to get to the log. My main goal is to skid them logs and get them up here to the trail. So I got everything hooked up, whatever. So now we're gonna crank them logs and first of all, bring the first one in, I guess, and then we'll go from there, whatever, and hook on to the next one and bring it up, and then we'll get the logs loaded. All right, let's get this log unhooked and get this chain off this log. And then I'm gonna rehook the chain up to the other log and we're gonna winch it in. Okay, I got the other log hooked up. Now it's just a matter of winching it out. Now what I had to do is I had to pull the quad here ahead a little bit so I got some room. Now you're gonna see again how handy these little tools are. And like I did in the last video, I'll put the link in the description below if you're interested in the Snatch block or anything like this. But now when I move the logs over together or whatever and get it positioned, wrap my chain around that, and then I'm gonna winch it over more to the trailer here, and then we're gonna get it loaded. All right. Let's see, there's a piece here to, I don't know if I can break that or not. I'll cut that off with a chainsaw when I get it up closer is what I'll do. But again, I'm gonna use this tool, which is so nice and handy. I'm gonna turn this log so I can get that off there with a chainsaw. Right, I'm gonna get this log up closer like this. Get this over. Get that with this one. Come on there. And then what I'm gonna do is pull this one ahead. There we go. Just to line up with the other log. That's pretty good. Now it's just a matter of wrapping my chain around both of them. Okay, now the reason, if you're asking any questions, you're wondering why my chain is wrapped behind these two logs so far back like this, there's a reason for that. Because when I get it up to the trailer and get it up on the trailer, whatever, I want this to actually, it's gonna hold these logs in place and together when I'm transporting them. Now what I had to do is use my fancy hand grapple hook again. See, I told you I use these things lots. And so I had to hook onto my log and just kind of help and lift them up just so I can get them on the end here. Otherwise, if I pull on it, it's going to pull the log underneath the trailer and then I'm going to have a heck of a time to try and get them loaded. So it's not hard to lift the log up with these. These are nothing, boy. I just love these things. So I got the logs up. Now it's just a matter of winching it on the trailer. All right, get them put away. Okay, sometimes like I'll hold the cable to it and I'll try and kind of guide it, but all right, let's get this loaded up. Okay, see how it's kind of balancing now? So I'm gonna put some weights to it, like this. Okay, let's crank these down. Okay, that there, see, and I got this loose for a reason. Because I never fight with logs like that, but I'm trying to load 2 of them. So just to prove a point that I can haul, actually I've hauled 3 logs with this before. I don't want to push it though on this little trailer. All right, I got my other strap here. Now this is my big main strap. This is heavy duty, this bad boy, which is really handy. And what I'm going to do with this strap, to find my end, is I'm going to go to my cable, throw it around there, and with this strap it's going to go up underneath the trailer with the frame and all, come back up, and then I'm going to hook it, and then we're going to tighten that down. That way I know the logs are secure. Okay. Get that strap pulled up tight there. Okay. Now it's going to bow in that. Let's get nice and tight. There. It's going to bow in the trailer a little bit, but it's not going to hurt the trailer in any way. Okay, we'll get this nice and snug here. Now you see why I had the chain back further like this? Because now what's going to happen when I winch on my winch, it's going to bring the weight off. See what it's going to do? There. Kind of takes the weight off the back of the trailer, so them logs are bouncing. I got this to secure it. But that trailer ain't going to go nowhere. All right, we're almost pretty much set to take it home. I was going to put my chainsaw back, which I always take my chainsaw off this rack because the handle to the winch keeps hitting the darn saw. And I like to have it out of the way where I know it's in a safe spot. All right, here's my little bungee cord. Get this lock back up. Okay. Don't think that's going to go nowhere. Another thing, I got another bungee cord here. And what I'll do is I'm just going to wrap it around the logs like that too, just a little bit more security so it can't slide around near as bad. But that's pretty much it. Now it's just a matter of taking her back home, get her to my mill spot. Nice out now. All right, let's hit the trails. Well, made it back safe and sound. Didn't lose my load or nothing, but kind of neat little setup I made. And if you're curious about like the wood stain that I used, that will be in another video, but I used the technique they used, I bet you 100 years ago. And that's probably why those old barns and stuff, you wonder why they lasted so long compared to wood stains today. But that'll be another video. But we got her back safe and sound, so just a matter of unloading it. I'm not going to film that. I already got too long of a video, I think, as it is. But I know one thing for sure. If you check these videos out, I know you won't be disappointed. Or even hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time I come out with a new video. But I guess that's another ending, and we'll see you guys in the next Measures Adventures. Bye for now, and you guys have one awesome weekend.